in the foundation class, one of which is clearing entities. Entities are beings who died who didn't get the memo. They're sticking around for some reason. And a lot of what we thought was entities has actually turned out to be personalities. But it's still something that can be really helpful in a particular situation when that's what's causing whatever's going on. So there was mention of it with the acne and that sort of thing, skin conditions, etc. So how do you clear them? Well, first you get an awareness. One of the things you ask, is this personalities for somatic prisons? It doesn't seem to change with all the stuff. And also, who does this belong to? You can ask, is this entities? And all you do is go, it's either a who are you, because they're stuck in an identity, like, oh, I'm this person's grandmother. Except they may be this person's grandmother this lifetime, but they've had billions of other lifetimes. So it's being stuck in that identity and that purpose and the personalities that go with that keeps the person stuck here as an entity. And they'll create all kinds of weird shit in your body and your life. So it's either who are you, what are you? They're stuck in that sort of an identity, not an identity based on relationship to others as much, but an identity based on their relationship to another aspect of reality. Or what is your job? And that's when they're doing a job and they won't give the job up, even when they die. So all you do is go, okay, entities. So all of you who have entities that would really like to go now, which is why they're pounding on my head. This is not something I was planning on talking about. Well, none of this is anything I was planning on talking about. So here you go. Okay. So entities, truth, who are you? Oh, by the way, will you let them go, please? Because they're not helping you. Any entity that is actually helping you will not answer to entity. Okay. There'll be like a guide, a guardian angel, part of your team or whatever. You can get very significant if you want to. But just so you know. Okay. So truth, who are you? Truth, who were you before that? 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 Truth, who will you be in the future? Thank you very much. You may now leave. Please take all your luggage with you and all the magnetic imprinting, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Truth, what is your job? Truth, what was your job before that? 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 Truth, what will your job be in the future? Thank you very much. You may now leave. Please take all your luggage with you and all the magnetic imprinting, right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. And truth, what are you? Truth, what were you before that? Truth, what were you before that? Truth, what will you be in the future? Thank you very much. You may now leave. Please take all your luggage with you and all the magnetic imprinting, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyond. Okay, so that can be really helpful. Now, there's one other thing so it's demons is what it is. And a demon, if you could imagine basically like a conglomeration of dark personalities as sort of an entity-ish of its own, but it's an entity who is called upon by somebody to create a particular effect. Except there was a question here. What do you do when you go to the other side of the lightness? When you access a darker side of oneself that seems to enjoy watching others suffer in their choosing. I had that come up last night with someone who's stuck in victim stuff. Yeah. So one of the other things, if you're really stuck in victim stuff, is you may have demons. One of the very important things with this whole realm of demons, and a lot of you know people who have had them, they're just mean all the time, or they're always mean to you no matter what you do. And like personalities, the person they're not very present when they're doing it also a lot of times. And you'll sometimes see their eyes change. And, like if you've experienced a lot of abuse since the abuse topic came up, apparently we're covering that just a bit here too. So there's a couple things to recognize here. like in the church where they would accuse people of having demons, and that was a big conversation many years ago, especially. It's the people with demons that accuse other people of having demons. You want to have this. People always accuse you of what they themselves are doing. Okay, just as an awareness, okay. That's sort of a side note to our conversation, though. But a demon is something that was called upon in some lifetime to create a result. Here's the thing about demons is they're over the time that we have been doing access, they show up less and less and less and less and less. And yet some people still have them. Also, I'm wondering if they're showing up on this call so we can finally create a big enough change so they can just melt throughout the universe and don't have to be stuck in the jobs that they're stuck in anymore. A lot of times people who do abuse and never break that cycle have a lot of demons, because demons basically get turned on by watching people suffer, which is kind of weird. Like some of these sexual abuse that I experienced with women standing over me, beating me with belts, these people were demon possessed. Okay. And even while I was getting beaten, I was like, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, what the fuck? Now, I grew up with a lot of victim stories and a lot of heaviness and attracting a lot of the darkness of the world into my life, at least in my own head and in certain situations I saw around me. And I was always also trying to heal it. So how many of you who have had situations like that and people like that in your life have a capacity to actually heal it and change it? Everything that is, everywhere you've been, and how many of you feel totally the effect of it actually have a capacity to heal and change it that you've never acknowledged and couldn't even fathom that could be the case? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, call 9, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. That's the first thing. If you have felt like the effect of all the heaviness in the world, whether it's demons or anything else, but this is a great example because it shows up so intensely a lot of times, how much is that you having the capacity to transform it? Now, how much has been implanted and explanted against you? How much has been done to you and your body? How much electromagnetic energy has been used to make sure that you are always the effect and never have the ability to transform it by your very being? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and create it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Wow, and everything you aligned and agreed with and resisted and reacted to that allows that to exist. Will you destroy and create all that, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Whoa. Okay, so, yeah, it's dark arts, black magic, it's all that shit. But if you make any of that significant, you are the effect of it, okay? I have so many people who are like, I was cursed and all this, and so much significance around all these things. That's when you trap you. So what I'm looking for is the lightness you can be that makes it so you don't have to be the effect of this shit anymore. The way of not being the effect of it is by not making it significant, okay? Anything you make significant, you make yourself the effect of. So a couple other things to recognize is people who have demons, a lot of times they're in so much self-judgment. And what happens is you'll hire the demon for a job. Let's say, and you ask them to make this person fall in love with me. And they would come, they would make the person fall in love with you. You would shortly realize, oh God, why did I do that? But anyway, but they stick around because 99% of the time you forget to let them go, send them back to where they came. So they stick around, but what they do is they whisper in your ear that you need us for power. You don't have the power. Not only that, you need more demons because you don't have any power. And so what would happen is it becomes this cycle where you attract more and more or bring in more and more. And what they do is they always try to dissolve your self-confidence, your sense of the gift and beauty of yourself. Yeah, they're basically bad programming. Exactly. What happens then is also what the demons did is they told you that you can't tell anybody that we've done this. You need to keep us hidden. Otherwise, you're never going to heaven. you do realize that people who call on demons and do dark magic are going to hell, and or whatever thing it was like, you're going to be punished if you let anybody know. So, and remember, the only time you can't change something is when you have to keep it hidden, or when you have to lie about it, and or when you have to avoid it. Okay, so this is where you get to finally unhide it, or see it in other people without having a point of view or a judgment. How do you let them go? You say these words in English. So the way you let them go is, you go, okay, everything I did to call on them, everything I did to give them more power over me, everything I did to make them more valuable to me, everywhere I've decided that they are the source of power that I'm not, I now rescind, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate it. Times a gazillion, right? Rung battle 9, podpoc, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. You go through a sentence, something like that, everywhere you gave them power, everything you did to call on them, and everything you did to give up your own sense of value and power and capacity and consciousness, and also everywhere it's been an absolute necessity to hide them and hide that you've done that for all eternity. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And then here's how you let them go. The other part can be in your language, the other sentence, no problem. But this sentence has to be in English. So if you're ready, and it needs to be said out loud, I think, in English, go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Couple more. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back, and here's the part that confuses people that don't speak English, and some who do. Go back to from whence. You're saying go back to from whence you came. Okay? Never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to me or this reality ever again. Whew. Wow. Now, all the personalities and all the prime and primary personalities and all the prismatic prisons of judgment that demons not only activate, but interact with, and all the personalities you've invented to interact with them, but also to control them. And they're everywhere, they're like put in there like super glue. Will you destroy and uncreate all that, please? Times a gazillion, right? Run, good, bad, all 9, podpoc, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Okay, kids, so is now the time. Are you a lock or are you a key? Are you a lock? Is your body the key? We are the locks. We and our bodies are the keys. We are the locks. We and our bodies are the keys. We are the locks. We and our bodies are the keys. Now is the time to destroy and uncreate all locks and keys, and to be the space which releases all demons from planet Earth and all dimensions and sets us and them free. Go back to from whence you came, never to return to us, our bodies, or this reality. Times a gazillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, podpoc, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds.